Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Good evening. How are you doing? So, we're here again tonight for another episode of According to Sacha Podcast. So, we're here with our weekly conversation series. Hold on, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get this stuff straight here. So, we're here with our weekly conversation series where we talk to other business professionals about what they have going on in their lives, in their business, and more. And so tonight we have Shane Harris, who is the CEO of Profit Frist Taxes, here tonight with us, you guys. So, yeah, we're going to learn a little bit about some taxes. So, business owners out there, I want you to come on in. I want you to come in. I want you to be engaged tonight because this is your chance to ask whatever questions you have. If you are a Schedule C business, if you are S Corp, C Corp, whatever it is, y'all got your questions out there. You want to ask those questions tonight. But first, before we go into all of that, you know what I got to do, right, guys? So we want you to what? Like, follow, and share. We come to you every Thursday night with this conversation series at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursdays. So that is every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're here via StreamYard, and we're on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and then we're also on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. So we definitely want you to like, follow, and share on whatever platform that you're either watching or listening on. We definitely want you to share because whenever you do that, you're not just helping us at According to Sacha, but you're also helping every professional, every creative, everybody that comes on this show to be interviewed. You're helping them to get out there before so many people as well. So definitely do that. And then, so also, I got a lot of announcements tonight, you guys. So I want you to make sure that you check out my page. If you're following me, if you're not following me, go ahead and follow me, Sacha Walton, on Facebook, because I have launched my masterclass. So I know some of y'all have seen me post about my masterclass. It's called Sacha Fix My Business. That's right. It's Sacha Fix My Business. I am a business strategist as well as this podcast host. And I want to help you, whether you're starting your business, whether you have an idea, you want to put it into a business, or you have a business that you're ready to relaunch, or you just feel stuck. I'm the person that can help you. We deal with mindset. We're going to make you sure that you are going to come out of this thing a confident business owner, confident to be that CEO of your business. And I have a lot of business strategies for you guys to help implement your ways from getting unstuck to being flourishing into your business, as well as having that plan as you are a first-time entrepreneur. So have that plan for you as well. So I'll make sure you have all the information out there. It is, you can go and register on www.swimgtgroup.com. It takes you right there. And the best part about this is not just me being able to help you guys, but the one good part that I really love about it is the fact that this masterclass has a cause attached to it. I can't say if anybody else out there has one, but the proceeds from your investment will go towards a business grant for kidpreneurs. So we want to get them on the right track as well. We have some kids out here that's doing some amazing things. So why not invest in yourself as well as you invest in another child? So that's all I'm going to bring to this. I don't want to prolong too much stuff. I have some other stuff out there. But definitely sign up for this class. It's well worth your while. Definitely. Trust me on that one. So tonight we do have our show sponsor back with us again. It is Power Couples in Biz, which is our month show sponsor. They're the show sponsor for the month. And I'm going to have them to come up and talk about what they're going to do. And then afterwards, we'll hear from Shane Harris tonight, okay?
Hey family, this is Chanel from Power Couples in Business, and I'm so excited to have you guys here. We are going to teach you how to use Groupon to grow your business. We have used it, we've helped others use it, and now we're super excited to help you use it so that you can start seeing some leads come into your business, so you can start attracting clients that already want what you have. These leads are already buying your products on the Groupon platform. Now we're going to show you how to turn those Groupon clients into your clients. So go ahead and let's get started with growing your business with Groupon today. Or check out our website, www.powercouplesinbiz.com. That's powercouplesinbiz.com.
All right, here we are. What's up? We have Shane with us tonight.
Hello.
This is
Hello.
Shane
Hello.
Harris. She is the remarkable tax professional negotiator. He has all the tricks and trades for you to know what you need to do for your business taxes. Let me tell you, I've seen her in work, and she is on, you can find her on Clubhouse. She's doing lives on her page. She's doing lives in the phenomenal group that we're all a part of Black. And well, so I'm telling you, this is the person you need to connect with for real. So, Shane, tell the people, who is Shane Harris?
Hello. 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 If it was my show, I would have my intro song, but I'm not about to do all that.
You should have told me. I could have got that worked out for you
All right. It's all
next
right.
time.
So I am Shane. I go by Shane the Negotiator. And why that is because I'm great at negotiating. I'm great at negotiating deals for myself, other people, whether it's business or personal, and especially when it comes to dealing with the IRS. I am the person to do so.
All right. Well, you are the person when it comes to, and see, y'all don't want to mess with the IRS. IRS don't play. I mean, especially when they come out with these little secret attacks they do sometimes. It's like they talk about it in the news and knowing they already had it in action. So y'all don't want to mess with the IRS for real because
No,
they'll hook
not at
you up for
all.
real. Yeah. So so let me ask you this question first before we go into the grit of some things. So
Mhm.
what was it that made you want to go into the whole tax world?
Okay, well, many people don't know. So my other profession, I'm actually a nurse. I've been a nurse for many, many years. I've been in healthcare practically my entire teenage, all the way up to about 2019, when I decided that I didn't want to be a nurse anymore and I wanted to shift my focus into helping entrepreneurs. I saw that there was a rise in entrepreneurship from my people, and the biggest struggle that I know that was happening within, persons, people of color, is owning businesses and have no idea how to really get ahead with your business on the financial side. And that is with definitely with tax and accounting, and just being able to get the resources and the assistance available. So I decided that I needed to shift gears to be able to serve in a different way. So I decided to go into tax and accounting. So I took myself through a self-paced tax course. It was like an 18-month long course, but I'm a bit of an overachiever, so I did it in 4 months.
Oh, wow.
Because I wanted to get in there and start helping you guys.
Yeah.
So December, I graduated not April, sorry, August 2020. And then December of 2020, I actually launched a business, and I've kind of hit the ground running ever since then. And, really, versed in when it comes to business taxes, and really have taken off with that. Been able to help quite a few entrepreneurs and, of course, individuals as well, because I don't just do business only, I'm also help individuals as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been really able to make that impact to really help a lot of small business owners to really get ahead and essentially have be on a more of a level playing field than some of the other businesses out there that I'm not going to try to throw shade on tonight.
We don't want, this is not the shade room. We don't want that shade out here.
No.
Nah, nah. But that's good. That's good that you found a purpose with it
Yeah.
and you wanted to help other entrepreneurs. I mean, because let me just tell you, a lot of times that's the thing that we never want to deal with. We don't, it's bad enough we don't want to deal with taxes just being as individuals. But having that the business tax to do, I'm quite sure you've seen it. You know, people come in with the boxes, shoe boxes, or their records are just everywhere, and papers that thick when they could just have a
Yes. Yes.
spreadsheet. You
Yes.
know, it could be crazy. So
Yeah.
what is the funniest thing that you have seen without, saying the business name or anything like that? But what is the most funniest engagement you've had working with anyone in taxes?
Funniest. Well, I mean, I'm not sure, the funniest, if I can think of right now, but I know it's like I get all kinds of strange situations. I mean, just recently, I just helped a taxpayer. They was doing their own taxes, and they went. I'm always throwing a name out, TurboTax. Like most of you like to go do TurboTax, leave TurboTax alone. So they went to TurboTax to do it themselves. Because I mean, and there's nothing wrong with TurboTax if you have
Mhm.
basic, simple taxes and you like a basic 1040 and you want to go do it yourself, do it. But if you own a business, leave TurboTax alone. So,
Mhm.
anyways, the individual went to TurboTax, was doing their own. They were getting a refund for federal, but of course, state, it significantly showed that they owed. So they decided to stop because they didn't know why they owed. So
Mhm.
a friend of mine actually referred this person to me and they came. I provided them the wonderful services that I know I can provide, Shane the
Mhm.
negotiator, and they didn't owe as much taxes as they thought they was going to owe. They actually didn't owe anything for state at all when I did their tax return for them. And
Mhm.
then they were satisfied with the service and the expedited service that I gave, but then that person ended up um, turning around and saying, well, you did a great job, but your prices are too high. And I'm like, well, you
Ah.
could have taken that money and did it yourself like you were already going to do, and then pay uncle the money instead of paying it to me.
And then you end up getting them more money. Well,
Right.
they didn't owe, but
Significantly more and didn't
right.
owe. So it's like,
See,
it's kind of bizarre when that happens. And if you let stuff like this kind of get to you as an entrepreneur, you wouldn't want to wake up and do your business the next day. But you just kind of have to say, you know what? It's as many people's going to be many people like this individual, but it's also going to be thousands of people who's going to be more appreciative of the services that I'm going to provide. And to the many of you that's going to provide, let them go wherever they're going to go and you keep doing what you're going to do. That's the best
right.
advice I can give.
Yeah. And see, the thing is about that too is one of the benefits of doing that is you can claim your actual expense for having your taxes done.
Exactly,
You know,
exactly.
so
Same
for
thing what you
them
said.
to,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and I say it all the time. Like, hey, whatever you spend this year, when you file next year, that entire amount is deductible. So essentially, you're writing it off anyway. It's not
Yeah.
like you're losing any money. You get it paying for it now. You write it off later. So it's like you can recycle the same money over and over and
Mhm.
over.
Right, right, exactly. That is,
Not
but if
losing anything,
right,
but
right.
you're
But if
gaining.
you're handling your money right for your business, period,
Right, right.
then you already know like what you're going to have to do at the end of the year, and it's not like taken from anything,
Exactly.
and it's not saying that it's a wrong thing, but it's just like sometimes as business owners, some business owners out here basically are, how
Wait,
people, if you're working, you're living paycheck to paycheck. Sometimes
wait,
you
yeah.
really, especially if you're new and you're building and you start in a certain way, it's like you have to, it's like those baby steps or just being
Yeah,
educated
yeah.
in that. So in the opportunities you've had, so how often do you find yourself educating other business owners about, what they can do and the benefits of doing more, or the tips and all the other stuff that you can provide them with?
I'm literally educating every single day, believe it or not, even on weekends. I'm not technically working on the weekends, but sometimes I'm getting other business owners, sometimes it's other tax colleagues
Mhm.
that need some assistance and, some guidance and some tips and, hey, can you look at this for me and look at that? So it's like, it's every day I'm educating. Either I'm using social media, I'm on IG, on Facebook, Clubhouse, as you mentioned. I'm on
Mhm.
my page, my business page, leaving blogs on my website. I'm on the phone, I'm in emails, it's like every day, I may be out someplace and then,
Yeah.
someone may say something like, hey, I can give you that answer. And I don't mind giving this information out as much as I give out. If I say, hey, my price is my price. So if you're going to come to me, you got to know you're going to spend some decent money, but you're
Mhm.
going to get excellent service. So it's like, don't question people's pricing because that's just kind of rude.
Yeah.
Really is.
That
But I'm
is true.
educating every day, and I'm okay with that because I found that that is my one of my superpowers is that I don't mind. I didn't think I had patience in my younger years, which I did not. I really didn't. But I find that when it comes to teaching, the patience come there because I don't mind,
Mhm.
even if I have to explain a few times and repeat myself a few times. That doesn't really bother me because I'm like, the
Yeah.
more you know, the better off you'll be.
Right. That's so true. Now, let me ask this question. So, with your early profession being in nursing, and now you're Shane, the negotiator, the tax professional, everything. So, what would you say you like more? What do you feel like you get the most satisfaction out of between the two professions?
Well, I got satisfaction from both, to be honest
Mhm.
with you. I loved being a nurse. I ended up my last maybe 10 years of nursing. I was a pediatric nurse. I transitioned to that and I loved every minute of it. At that time of my life, that's the phase that I was in, and I loved it. I couldn't go and say, I prefer one or the other. This is the phase that I'm in now with tax and accounting. This is kind of where I'm going to continue to be until I
Mhm.
decide that I don't want to do any type of work anymore and I want to sit on the beach someplace.
I know
Sometime
that's
soon,
right.
hopefully. But I couldn't say, which one I prefer the other because when I was in my 20s and whatnot, I did love nursing, and even in my 30s. And now that I'm here, that I can help as many people as I can, I want to be here. I would say now I'm able to help more people than previously because I
Mhm.
guess my pool was a lot smaller before.
Okay.
Now, with social media and virtual, I'm
Mhm.
able to help millions of people. Whereas when I was a nurse, maybe it was more like hundreds that kind of went through, maybe even thousands that went through. Now it
Mhm.
can be upwards in the millions, if anything. Especially here on the podcast, some other podcasts that I might have done, and doing
Yeah.
lives and whatnot. That reach is just out there. So once this information is there, even
Mhm.
after I'm no longer here, this information is always going to be out in the web. So my reach is a lot greater. So I guess
Yeah.
for me, that gives me a really good satisfaction that 10 years from now, this recording might get
Mhm.
played from someone else that was probably just now coming into the entrepreneurship world and find some motivation from what we talked about tonight.
Yeah, that's a great and amazing point right there. Yeah, so just making sure. So what since we're on that, what are some good tips that you can actually provide to let's start off with a beginner entrepreneur,
Okay.
somebody who's just started. What's like the top
Okay.
two tips?
Pay them people. No, I'm kidding. I mean, the top two tips I would say is, when you want to get started, have a plan. Know exactly what it is that you want to do. So spend the time to sit down, and it doesn't have to be anything fancy. Write down what it is that you want. You may not know exactly what all you want, but just start writing. You'll be surprised what comes out when you start writing down what it is that you want for your entrepreneurship journey. So it starts by, hey, the name of my business, if you have one. If you don't have one, it's fine. It can come later. My
Mhm.
business name came months later after I'd already started my business. So that can come down later at a later time. Write everything down from the beginning where you think it might look like, the middle, and then the end. You're going to realize as you evolve in your business, the plan is going to change. Because you might say, hey, you know what? I don't really like this direction. This one over here might work a little bit better. So we're going to go ahead and do so. The other big thing that I would say is sit with key professionals. People like to think, well, I have to make big bucks first before I sit with certain people. And that's not true. You sit with the people in the beginning. There's lots of free consultations that you can get so that you can have a guide to kind of see where you want to go. So sit with a tax and accounting professional to say, what would that mean for me if I went ahead and joined this business? Get with a lawyer if possible to see what's out there for you. Maybe you have to trademark your business name or things like that you want to get into. And it's sit with a financial advisor if need be or whatnot, just so you kind of know where you are. Look at your personal finances and see where that is. Because I believe it or not, the way you handle your personal finances, you're going to handle your business finances the exact same way. There is no
Right.
difference.
That is so true. That is true. And then every point that you made, especially for the beginner, the first time entrepreneur,
Yeah.
having that plan and everything else you just mentioned also can help you determine like what your tax situation is going to look like. Because you go in there knowing, okay, or having a good idea of what you can claim, what you can't claim, as expenses, the income that you're going to have that you need to have all together. And it's because sometimes you have people that just don't know. Now, how many times have you had an entrepreneur come in and just say, oh, I know I could do XYZ, especially for expenses, and then you actually do you ever find that there are more that they can claim that they didn't even think about?
Oh, all the time. Absolutely. There's never been an entrepreneur that sat in front of me that had it all together. Or else
Hmm.
why else would they be sitting in front of me? You came because you need some help. And not
Right.
that I'm trying to toot my own horn or anything like that. Is, when you come and you sit down, because unless you're in taxation and you're
Hmm.
in accounting and that is your area of expertise,
Hmm.
you're going to miss things because there's no way. We have to take countless hours of continuing education and
Uh-huh.
independent education outside of that so that we can stay abreast of the laws that's changing by the minute sometimes. And you
Hmm.
guys are not necessarily doing that, nor are you expected to. So whenever you come and you sit down with myself, or you may sit down with Sasha, she does some taxes, as she says, and some
Not anymore.
other people, it's going to be things that's missed. And when it comes to running your business, is more to it than just going to a tax preparer. There's a difference between a tax preparer and a tax strategist. A
Yeah,
preparer is going to do your taxes, and the strategist is going to help you to save a bunch of money. So
I
save a
like
bunch of
that.
money. Like say, I had the Geico commercial.
Yeah. I really love that tax strategist. Like you don't
Exactly.
hear that. You don't hear that at all. It's either
Exactly.
always a tax professional, tax preparer, or whatever. Like I love that
Tax
tax
strategist.
strategist. That
Absolutely.
is key. So since you spilled the
Absolutely.
beans, I wasn't really trying to say anything about me. But yeah, so everybody, y'all know, whoever follows me know that I'm a jill of all trades. And that's one of the things that I have done on the side for years was
Yeah.
taxes. And so I actually learned they don't teach these things too much. Well, I don't think they
No,
teach them at all in school.
they do not.
I learned in high school.
Mm,
I learned in high school how to do taxes because, and I'm not trying to date myself, you guys, but in
yeah.
high school I took a consumer math class.
Mm,
And we learned, that's that old school way, writing it out. It wasn't digital or nothing like that. So
no.
that's when I learned. And so from there, I've always kept that knowledge. And
Yeah.
then it was just like I was doing it on the side. It was family type stuff. But then eventually my daughter had went to school and I was like, oh, let me go pick up a little side hustle or whatever. I always looked at
Yeah.
taxes being a little side hustle. And that's when
Yeah.
I started doing it a little bit more
Yeah.
often for so many people. So I've seen all kinds of stories
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just gonna like ask you about this. So if people don't know,
Mm-hmm.
in the tax law, whenever any type of gainful employment, any type of income, you are to file it, no
Yeah.
matter how you bring that
I
income.
see where you're going, and I'm with you.
So this you got me weak on that. I'm sorry, but really, like no matter how you
No
gain that,
matter.
so if whatever your profession is, you
Even
got
if you're selling out the back of your trunk,
if you're in the back of your trunk, or you
if you're
just
doing some, if it's not, even if it's not legal, to be honest with you, if you are doing illegal activity, uncle don't care about your
you're
legal
supposed to file
activity.
those
Now,
taxes.
the popos might want to be get involved in that, maybe the FBI, depending on the level that you're working with. But the IRS, they don't care about your legal activity. The only thing they want to know is you made this money and can we
Hmm.
get some of that?
Yeah.
So if you're doing your extracurricular activities, that's between you and whomever. But uncle
Hmm.
don't care about what you're doing. They're not trying to report you because they want your money.
Right.
As long
Yep.
as you file your taxes, you're not
They.
going to get into any problems.
That's it.
People who are doing illegal things, they don't get in trouble with the IRS because they're doing illegal things. They get in trouble because they don't want to pay the taxes on it.
Hmm. Yep. Yep. So I just thought that was like an interesting fun fact point because a lot of
Yeah.
people don't, they don't know that, or because
Yeah.
they're not in it or whatever, or if they are, whatever extracurricular activities,
Yeah.
even if you're, private activities, whatever it is, like I've seen that situation.
And I wanted to add in one thing too is that if you made any type of income, you have enough income. If you're an entrepreneur, and I don't
Hmm.
care if you made $100, you have enough. File your taxes because I guarantee you spent more than $100 that year, so you can deduct that stuff. So a lot
Hmm.
I hear this all of the time that people walk up to me and I'm like, I know what they're about to say. They didn't make enough money. But
Yeah.
every time I ask an entrepreneur, how long you been in business? 3 years. Have you ever filed your taxes? No, I already know. The next thing they're going to say is, I didn't make enough money. Yes,
Hmm.
you did. If
Hmm.
you have a business and you made $1, you made enough to file your taxes.
Yeah. Especially if you have expenses.
Yes.
And then, and that's like not just any kind of expenses, but eligible expenses.
Yes.
When you have those and then you're um especially if you have a 1040, if you're working
Yeah.
and you have your side business, it's really good to include that because it brings down your taxable income. So
Absolutely.
it helps you, it benefits you. And a lot of people don't, especially like network marketers
Hmm.
out here, a lot of times I've seen people that have it and they say, well, I just had it. I spent the money for it, but I never did anything with it. I didn't have any sales or anything. And it could be in that first year. And I've seen it. I'm just like, well, you should still file it because it's a legitimate expense. especially if your
Absolutely.
plan is to continue to grow it, you know.
Absolutely.
So, and then you can probably touch on that as far as like the difference between hobby and actual business and how the IRS
Yeah.
look at that.
Right. So pretty much a hobby is, we all know what a hobby is, something that you enjoy doing. You do it for fun on your leisure time. And
Hmm.
that's about that. You may get some money for it, you may not. It doesn't matter. So the IRS, if you have a business and you're running your business and at least 3 out of 5 years you are at a loss, well,
Hmm.
the IRS could go ahead and transition that into a hobby. And if they do that, you're still going to have to pay taxes on the income that you made. Because even if you have a hobby, you got to pay taxes on income. Any
Hmm.
type of income you have to pay taxes on.
Right.
But you can also deduct your expenses as a business. Well, if it changes it over to say it's a hobby because you had a loss every year for 3 years or more out of those 5 years,
Hmm.
then you cannot write off any of those expenses. So it's like you're doing this stuff, you have to file it on your taxes and pay taxes on it, but you can't write off any expenses. And the reason why you all are lost every year because you're doing your own taxes, you're not doing your taxes at all, or you're going to bootleg tax preparers. And I said it. I said it.
You heard it here first, you guys. There are some bootleg tax preparers out
Bootleg tax
there.
preparers.
But one
Now
thing,
you want to
yeah.
know if your tax preparer is a bootleg tax preparer or not? Ask them to explain that 1040 to you.
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
entire thing. Tell them to explain your taxes.
Hmm.
If they can't explain line by line,
Yes.
come on over to Shane to negotiate. I got
That's
you.
right. Y'all hear that, right? So don't always go to your cousin and them unless they really know, or they can
Right.
explain that 1040 or bring stuff to your knowledge that you didn't even know about.
Right.
You know, sometimes you have people that just know how to do it, just know
Yes.
how to follow the questions and
Pick a
answer the
box.
question. But then those the one things that they would miss are the questions that would help to either give you a good refund or mess you up,
Right.
because there's times where people actually thought that that question meant one thing and they did it, and then people are like, oh, I don't know what happened. Next thing you know, I owed all this money, or I had a refund and then I got a letter in the mail,
Yeah.
you know, because there was an adjustment and stuff like that. So but I'm gonna transition to another part of the questions I have for you. So when it comes down to S corps and C corps,
Mm-hmm.
can you touch on that a little bit for the entrepreneurs who are in that realm of the world?
Well, anybody who have an S corp, you late if you didn't file your taxes yet, you already in trouble because the deadline was the 15th. So you late. Come see me though. I got you, but you late. So yes, it comes to S corps and C corps. There is a difference. There's difference when it comes to the taxes, and of course, there's difference when it comes to just running the business. Period. So when it comes to an S corp, I'll say if you're having LLC, and because they're both LLCs, it's just the election. They're taxed as an S corporation or you're taxed as a C corporation. Now, when it comes to S corporations, the benefits of it versus just being a normal LLC is that you pay less tax. You're taxed on less. So when you're a regular LLC, you're taxed on entire 15.3% is what you're going to be taxed on the profits that you make. When you have an S corporation, you can put yourself on payroll and pay yourself wages. So do you pay payroll taxes with that? So your business pay half the taxes and you pay half the taxes as the employee because you're an employee for your own business. So you get fed twice. That's a good deal. So you get to save on taxes with that. Now, when it comes to the C corporation, that's double taxed. So the C corporation pay taxes and the same profits again is being taxed on when you file your taxes, you get taxed on it again. It's double tax.
Mhm.
Somebody's probably like, well, why the heck would I want a C corporation then? Well, the C corporation has a lot more benefits than the S corporations. So if you
Mhm.
start making those high six figures, like you're making 500K, 700K, and you're hitting millionaire status, you're going to want that C corporation because even though it's double tax, it's so many other doors that's going to be opened up for you to save for your business. So C corporation is going to be more beneficial to you. Versus if you down here like me, I'm down here. I'm not up there yet in those high seven figures. I'm hanging out with the C Corps, me and Sacha over here.
Yeah, we
So we're not up there yet, but we're striving to get there. But
yes.
so we have a little bit of an edge because we are not being taxed like if you had just a normal LLC. We
Mhm.
have a little bit of a benefits where we can be on payroll. I got on no payroll. My little business was able to pay me. I was on
Right.
payroll. I was excited about it. It wasn't
Uh-huh.
huge, But
Yeah.
hey, it was great, and I valued that. But I can get some tax benefits from that. So if you
Mhm.
want to know if you want to be an LLC, a S corporation, or a C corporation, of course, you get with a professional, and they'll be able to advise you. Now, not all good advice out there is good advice. So if
Mhm.
they're not really explaining to you the difference between the two and how it can benefit you in your situation that you have right now,
Mhm.
then they're doing you a disservice, and you might not want to go with that person.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. So, based on what you just said, how now is it easy if somebody is a S corp, and let's
Mhm.
say they do start making those six figures, going up to millionaire status? Is it easy to shift that to a C corp, or are they pretty much stuck as a S?
Well, usually when you switch to an S corp, you can switch to a C corp.
Mhm.
Now, if you want to go back to an S corp later, then they be like, you know what, do all that. Now that's where you come into some problems. I mean, nothing is impossible, but it's not gonna be as easy to do so. So when you ready to switch to that C corporation, you got to be ready,
Yeah.
and because it's really, you can't go back like that. But yes, it's easy to transition. You just have to, get with someone that knows what they're doing, i.e., like myself. Don't do it yourself, especially if you want to switch from an S Corp to a C Corp. Don't do that yourself. Then you get with a professional, you're able to do so, and then, you're in the big leagues. A lot of people do start off their business as C corporations. That's
Mhm.
not really advisable because of the double tax. So
Yeah.
sometimes within your first year or your first 3 years, you're not really some people aren't making a lot of money. So you
Mhm.
have this double tax, whether you make money or not, you still got these tax. And
Right.
that can
Yeah.
kind of hurt you. Versus if you're an LLC or S corp, you didn't make any money. Be like, you ain't paying nothing. But as a C corp, Uncle, like, run me my
Give me that
coins.
money.
You make
That's
no money,
right.
I don't care. Run me my coins.
So we have a question here from Brandy. She
Uh-huh.
says, "What happens if you file your business tax late?"
If you file your business taxes late, well, what's going to happen is that each day is late is going to be a percentage of penalties that's going to attach. So if you happen to file it as soon as you possibly can to decrease the amount of penalties that you're going to have to pay. So a lot of times people will be like, well, it's late anyway, I might as well file it next year. No, because those penalties is adding on and adding up, and it's hurting you, because it's like we're trying to save, especially now in the times that we're in with inflation going on. We're not trying to pay out more than we have to. So if you're a little bit late, get with someone or file it immediately so that you can reduce on those penalties, and try not to make a habit of doing that. Because what's the point of being a business owner if you're not going to run your business right? If you was a bad employee, you're going to be a bad business owner. Just don't
Mhm.
do that. You
That's
can
good.
change and you can do better.
Yeah, yeah, definitely do better and be better when it comes to that. So Brandy had another question up here. I
Yep.
missed this too. So I'm just gonna throw up here for just giggles, really. But it's a true question as well. So what about her grocery bill?
Now you trying to feed the family and claim that as taxes? Stop it. Stop it. Now, yes and no, it can be. So no, for the most part, if you go into the grocery store, no, that is not tax deductible. However, you have a home office expense. So a home office business, like how I'm virtual, many of you are virtual, and
Mhm.
you have a home office, you may see clients in your place of business, in where you at home. You may have an area, like if you're a therapist or something, you may see clients in an office at your home, in a garage somewhere, or a separate office. Then you may purchase groceries and you may feed that client while they're there in the waiting area or whatnot. Then a portion of that can be tax deductible. But yeah, your Walmart groceries for like $5,000 for the year, it is not tax deductible.
Nice try, Brandy.
Yeah,
Nice
you get
try.
an E for effort on that one, Brandy. But you're not the only one. It's as many
Mhm.
people try to get away with that, but no.
She give them water and snacks.
Well, yeah, you give them water and snacks, then that's absolutely tax deductible. You can write that off. But if you eating up the water and the snacks, it's talking about you giving it to your clients, and that's something different.
Well, now here's a question. Let me see what your thought is about this. Now, speaking of something like that, now she gives not groceries, but snacks and water.
Yeah,
So that's something that can be, because it's given as to the clients.
yeah.
Now, what if it's somebody who has a small refrigerator in their home office,
Hmm.
and let's say if there's a need for them to have that, if they're like health conditions or anything like that, that
Mm.
they have to have certain snacks or certain food items in it. If anything is in that office, can it be claimed as part of an expense.
Well, it might not be able to be claimed as an expense on for the business per se because it's more personal because it
Mm-hmm.
has nothing to do with your business. Yes, you need that in order for you to sustain your life because you may be diabetic or something of the sort like that. That
Mm-hmm.
nursing background, I know these things. So, anyways, yes, you may need something like that for health reasons. Then you can deduct it as a medical expense on your taxes. So, when you are filing your tax, there's going to be a portion on there that you can deduct medical expense. So, for 2021, if I'm not mistaken, it was 7.5% of your adjusted gross income is what you can deduct as medical expenses.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a live sometime last year when I was saying, hey, you can claim your pet as a medical expense. Not your pet, but your animal. Rephrase that because not a pet, it's an animal. You might want to listen to my old earlier stuff. That's a whole nother time.
So
But
that
yes,
means you got to follow Shane, you
yep, you
guys. You
got
got
to
to
follow
follow.
me to get the juice. But yes,
Yeah.
it'll be medical expenses that you can deduct off up to 7.5% of your adjusted gross
Mm-hmm.
income. So a quick example of that is that if you made like $20,000, and I'm just making up these numbers here, and your medical expenses was $5,000, and if 7.5% of that was only $4,000, then you won't be able to deduct anything because it's less.
Mm-hmm.
So if your expenses was going to be that same $7,000 and your that 7.5% end up bringing you to $10,000, then you can go ahead and deduct that as medical expenses.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's less than that, then it just won't be able to. So you have to have enough of it. So some people do get the medical expenses because they have, especially during COVID, people was in and out of the hospital. And
Right.
you were paying those deductibles and those co-pays and things like that. They add up. So you want to save those receipts because you never know. Those ambulance charges is high. I'd rather walk.
He said, you ain't trying to wait to the end and be like 7.5%. Be like, that's all I can get.
Right, right.
I
People get
bill.
disappointed. They
So
bring,
walk to
hey,
the
I
hospital.
mean, I got $500 in medical expenses. I'm like, yeah, take that back somewhere. Uncle Sam don't care. He don't care.
Exactly, exactly. So you guys definitely follow Shane. If you got any more questions, this conversation is really good, you guys. And I know we always have a half an hour and we're kind of over a little bit, which is okay because this is tax season. And I know a lot of people have not filed yet. You have until April the 15th. If you're late on your business tax, you definitely want to get with Shane and have her to file that. And when I say business, it's for the S and the C Corp or partnerships. That was
even if
due on
it's
March
even if
18th.
it's Schedule C's, you can. It's
Schedule
still,
C's
yeah,
too. Yes,
yeah.
even Schedule C's as well. So you definitely want to get with her because, as you can tell, she has a wealth of information. And I know she's throwing a lot of little gems out here. And I was just ready to dig into a whole nother question based on what she said. But no, I am not going to do it because I want you guys to contact her. So like if you have an animal, your pet baby, your fur baby, contact her and find out how can you claim that fur baby
I tell you,
on your taxes, because that is something like anybody who has pets, they
but not
understand that
pets. Can be a pet. So
if you have
it's
an
an animal.
animal that you really care a lot for, they shoot, that's just another body. It's another, I was always like, shoot, can I get them a social security number and claim them? Because that's how much people are involved with caring for their animals.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely,
but if you
absolutely.
want to find out more, definitely contact her. You can tell that she has a lot of information. She is a gem when it comes to this. So, you guys, like, I've already hit her up. I mean, I do these myself. I'm like, nah, well, hold on. Shane, what can we talk about here? Because if you haven't filed, well, it's too late to even file your extension for your business tax. But like she said,
Only for the S corp, the C corp, the Schedule C's, you can file extensions if you're not going to make it by the 15th of
Mhm,
April, which is the 18th this year because of the weekend and the holiday. But
mhm.
for that C corp, the extension deadline was March 15th, so you're already late in filing.
Yeah. So see that? So that's why you need to contact her. And I'm gonna throw her
Mhm.
information up real quick because y'all need to get with this. And this is how you can contact Shane and really go into a little bit more about your situation and the details that you need and how she can help you. And then one last question, like this is really good for me. I love being able to give information to the people out here that's watching, that will watch later, that will listen on the audio podcast and everything.
Mhm.
And so since we are in the Barter Black group,
Mm-hmm.
and we do a lot with bartering. And I know you really did a phenomenal session about how to even claim your barter income and the benefits of that. So for anybody out there who has actually bartered and never claimed that money, Shane, just throw out some little things right now, and just not a whole lot, but just a little them little tidbits
Yeah,
of
you're
information
missing
that you
out.
want
You're
to
missing
discuss.
out. So if you bartered with services with someone else, the value of the services, you claim that as income. Now, you may not have exchanged any money. So, for instance, Sasha and I, let's say we exchange services. I decided to do some tax work for Sasha, and Sasha decides to put me on this podcast to do some segments. And she has a value that she would normally charge for that. Let's just say it was 2,500 is what she charged to do
Mhm.
one episode. Because Sasha's good and she's expensive, which is good. So she charged $2,500, and whatever services that I'm helping her with, I charge $2,500. So we exchange the services, so that value is going to get marked down in the books as revenue received. We didn't actually exchange any money, but we did services. That value is recorded. So when you file your taxes, every barter exchange, you add that to your income that your tangible income that you actually received. And you can end up hitting six figures in your business or seven figures because you added the barter exchange that you've been doing with multiple people,
Mhm.
and the actual revenue that you made to actually hit those 6 and 7 figures, which allows you to have a better bargaining chip when it go to try to get loans or home
Mhm.
loans and things like that. They want to see your finances. You can show them your P&L sheet, your profit and loss.
Mhm.
That's to find that out when you do have valuable bookkeeping, where you see that, and then you can say, hey, this is what my business did. They
Yeah.
don't see that this was a barter exchange. They just see that those numbers in the books will match up with income, and you can go ahead and deduct a lot more too, because if you hit six figures and half of it was bartering,
Mhm.
you can go ahead and deduct more expenses if necessary.
Yeah, yeah, that's really good. That is good. So, see, this is why you need a tax strategist in your life, not just a
Not just a
professional,
preparer.
not a
Right.
preparer. Even professionals, they may be okay, but sometimes you want people who are going to strategize with you. That's the whole point of it.
Tax
You want
planning is the big
somebody
thing.
that's going to
Tax
explain
planning.
it, that no, they're just not going to just take your information and just file it,
Right.
and you have money sitting on the table, in
And
some cases.
also somebody mentioned the spreadsheet. I wanted to say that. So there's a
Mhm.
spreadsheet that I have on my website, and it's you can purchase it for $27, and it'll help you keep track of your barter exchanges. It'll come with a video to explain to you how to do that, and it's really simple. It's not difficult at all. You can reach out to me, and I can get you in contact with that information so that you can get that barter template to track your income. So when it's time to file your taxes, you have it in a nice place that you can go ahead and attach it with the income that you've made.
Yes, yes. And once again, here's our information here. The email is there, but also the website is profitfirsttaxes.com. And so
Absolutely.
definitely. And Shane, so let them know where else they can find you at on social media.
Well, I'm in Clubhouse every Mondays with the Number Squad, where, at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So just Shane, which is just JUS, and then SHANE. That is my handle. And if you follow the Number Squad, you get those notifications where we have multiple topics kind of like this on Mondays on the Number Squad. You can also reach me on IG and on Facebook, Taxes W Shane, which is Taxes with Shane. I got all kinds of fancy names. You can also Google Taxes W Shane, and you will see all my social media. You're gonna see LinkedIn, you're gonna see Facebook, IG. You can find me on TikTok because that's a whole nother level I'm not trying to get on right now. But yeah, you can find me on those social medias, and I'll be happy to kind of help you. I know I'm comical with stuff or whatnot, but I am pretty serious when it comes to numbers. Ain't nobody messing with my money, and if we working together, ain't nobody messing with your money either.
See? You want somebody that's going to get aggressive with you guys, like about that money. So you see how she got aggressive right there. Like, look, the money, put emphasis on it. But you got to get on that TikTok thing, though. Yeah. There's some
Yeah,
people up there that there's really a lot of
yeah.
information that they're giving out, and you could join that whole. You have enough in you to join that crew as well.
I don't know. We maybe have somebody at the barter with me that's good on TikTok to help me put my TikTok down. We might have to barter some services because I'm like, I can't market no more.
She said, "That's it. You met your quota." That is good. So you guys definitely make sure you contact Shane, follow her on her social media. I'll make sure that all her social media information is going to be in the post once we finish this live. It will be on every platform as well. And that way you'll be able to kind of double back in and get in contact with her. Let's make sure we don't have any Brandy. I haven't made any TikToks.
Okay, I'm with you, Lord.
Chanel
Mm-mm.
said, "Put some respect on it." That's right.
Exactly.
But I gotta put that up there. Put that respect on it. All right. So, and Brandy, you might have a customer. She said she's gonna see you next year.
You said
So that's
next year. What about
that's
this year? You might have filed your taxes already, but you still need to plan for next year today. Don't wait
see.
till next year to
There
plan
you
for
go.
next year. You got to plan for next year today.
Mm-hmm. Yep, there you go. And this is what it's all about, you guys. Just bringing good information out here to everybody because, as entrepreneurs or whatever things that we're doing, we may know it all, but then there's always somebody who knows one little bit more than what we do. But it's all
Absolutely.
about exchanging information and knowledge and wisdom. And that's how we all grow. So, in that, any final words you want to give to the people before we go?
Yes, I just want to say, just don't be. I know, as people of color, we are been taught to hide our money. Don't tell people what you make. Don't tell nobody. Keep it in the family. Well, you're hurting yourself. Don't be that way. When you do, even if whether it's me or if it's someone else that you're working with, and they're helping you with your finances, don't hide your finances. Disclose to them. So you have to be able to be open and vulnerable. If you don't have it, then say I don't have it. It's not in my budget. But don't pretend. You don't be out there fronting for the gram and all of that stuff because we know. We can look at you and tell you ain't got it like you think you do. It's like no need to lie and no need to hide. It's like be honest with the right people. Of course, you're not going to just want to randomly just tell people all about their business. But if you find someone reputable and you can trust them and you talk to them, be vulnerable. Pretend it's like your therapist and unload it. That's what they're there for because we have that added knowledge that we can kind of assist you if you give us the big facts. It's very painful to have to pull teeth. Well, do you have any kids? Yeah, I got maybe about one. You got a husband? Yeah. Why you want to know that? And I get that. It's like be open and honest because the more information you give, the more we can help you.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. Thank you, Shane, so much for
Thank you
being
all for
here with
having
us.
me.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Once again, you guys, Shane Harris, her information is right here. You want to reach out to her, definitely do that. I'll double back with all the social media, but right now you got her email. Go ahead. You heard her. She could do it virtually, phone
All
call,
virtual. Yes.
virtual, whatever it is. Let her help you in your tax situations and help you to do better and be
I
better when
hope
it
I can
comes to
come
that.
back again some point in time. I know your list is long,
Oh
so
yeah, we'll get you. We'll
some
get
point in
you in.
time.
Look, by that time we scheduled for next year, so we'll be ahead of tax season. That's how long
Thank
the
you.
list
Thank
is.
you.
All right. Well, you have a good one, Shane. Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for being
all.
here with
Thank you
us.
all.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Sasha.
All right. All righty, you guys. Thank you all so much for watching us tonight and chiming in. Just trying to see any more last minute questions. Oh yeah, don't use Chase Bank. Somebody said. So, but yeah, oh yeah, wait your turn. Yeah, the list is long. So you guys, you definitely got to come up here. Anybody who's out there and you want to be interviewed, you have a business, you're creative, whatever it is, I really believe that in every industry, the foundation is business. So whatever that is, if you're creative, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a public speaker, whatever it is that you're bringing in income and you are managing that, I mean, you really are a business owner. You really are an entrepreneur. It's just that your products are different than what somebody else's would be. But definitely just contact us here at According to Sacha. That is according to the number 2, Sacha at gmail.com. We want you to, like, the list is long, but we definitely would love to have you up here and be able to share your platform with everybody else on this platform here. Also, we do have show sponsors. So if you're interested in becoming a show sponsor, reach out to us at the email address as well, and we'll give you the details about how you could become a show sponsor the way Power Couples and Biz are. So they're our show sponsor for the month. And you could be the same thing too. You could do it as well. And yeah, so now before we close, I do have a little bit more announcements. And we're going to close out. Let me get all this stuff out the way. And several things. So like said in the beginning, I launched my masterclass, Sacha Fix My Business. So I want you guys to definitely sign up. www.swimgtgroup.com. This is a class you definitely don't want to miss. We will deal with mindset coaching as well as giving out strategies to help build your business. We will, if you have an idea and you're ready to get that to a business plan, we could do that. If you have a business already and you're just feeling stuck or you're ready to relaunch again, we can help you with that. Everything there is that will help you from the inside out. I firmly believe that your business is wrapped up in you. So when we get the inner person straight, getting rid of those fears, those defeating thoughts when it comes to business, building your confidence as a business owner and entrepreneur, all those things. And procrastination hits everybody. We want to even tackle that. I've been there, I've experienced it, and I'm out of it. And I want to help you get out of it and help to maximize your business opportunities with good growth strategies and all of that good stuff. So meet me there. It's going to be April the 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I definitely want you to be there. Once again, this class, when you make the investment in yourself, you're also investing in a kidpreneur. Portion of your proceeds will go towards a business grant for kidpreneurs. We want to get them on the right track as well. And how good does it feel? We know how it feels when people gift us some money for our business. So how good would it feel when people gift a child who is coming up in business, doing some phenomenal things? And we want to be there for them too. So definitely sign up for that. Like I said, if you want to be a show sponsor, definitely do that. Sign up with us for that. I thought you guys to see, I was trying to get it, but maybe I got to stand up. So I'm launching my new t-shirt, you guys, is Be Beautiful. Hashtag Be Beautiful. And I'll post that as well. Just message me. We're going to have those t-shirts out. It's launching. Y'all just saw the little sneak preview tonight. So on that note, I am going to play my video for my show sponsor once again. And we're going to close out. I'll be right back.
Hey family, this is Chanel from Power Couples in Business, and I'm so excited to have you guys here. We are going to teach you how to use Groupon to grow your business. We have used it, we've helped others use it, and now we're super excited to help you use it so that you can start seeing some leads come into your business, so you can start attracting clients that already want what you have. These leads are already buying your products on the Groupon platform. Now we're going to show you how to turn those Groupon clients into your clients. So go ahead and let's get started with growing your business with Groupon today. Or check out our website, www.powercouplesinbiz.com. That's powercouplesinbiz.com.
All right, that's powercouplesinbiz.com. Groupon is the thing. They help me out. They can help you out. So definitely get in contact with them. And let's see what else. Oh, Atlanta. If you're in Atlanta, I think they closed everything up right now, but you can join us virtually. I will be in Atlanta Saturday, actually speaking at the Atlanta Business Besties Brunch, hosted by kkq.org. I'll put the information up there, but it's a group of young ladies down there that's doing some phenomenal things with entrepreneurship, and they have some speakers coming in, and I'm one of them. So I will be there. Stay tuned, you guys. So I might do a live, I might do a pop-up, whatever it is, I'm gonna do something. But I just want to close out with that. Once again, just stay connected with us, like, follow, and share all of our platforms. You know where we're at. Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. We come here live every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And with that, command your day, you guys, and be great in everything that you do. And I'll see you next week. Bye, you guys.